All right. So, my name is Theresa Gonzales, and I am a consultant, a strategy consultant for small businesses, particularly women of color. What I help them do is I help them build their business, but I help them build it from a strategic point, and it kind of falls on the same topic that Sophie just mentioned to you. And I also have a podcast where I try to talk about tech. And I'm just going to go into a little bit about the agenda today before we get all cozy. So I usually like coffee when I talk, but you can have your favorite beverage since it's 5 o'clock or wherever you are. Thank you for joining. But here's the agenda for today that I'm going to give. So a little bit about me and my tech journey. So I've been in actually the Bay Area for quite some time, and this is my tech journey. I've been in tech for, I'm going to say a little over 20 years. This has been my journey in Silicon Valley. You can see, I like to say, some of the old dogs on one side, and then here's the new pups, but they're not pups anymore, into the arena. And these are very good. They've given me a lot of perspective in what I have done in the markets, and I've done a lot of go-to-market strategies. I've done product launches, new vertical launches with sales and marketing teams. So this has been a little bit of a wonderful journey, and I'm very thankful. And I'm sharing a lot of what I've learned at these companies down to women and small businesses in communities of color that are really looking to build their online presence. And Google is a big part of that, but there's also a lot of messaging that goes on behind that. So that's what I try to help them do. So let me just go on here to tell you what I've experienced. And this is kind of funny. It's a busy slide, but that's the whole purpose because, when you start to design your product, if you're already established or you're just starting out, there's a lot of noise. And I broke this out into 4 quadrants here of different teams that you work with. And Sophie can probably relate to this, is that, the product team has a great idea. And then, they say, let's get this off the ground. Let's make it work. Let's put a new feature. Let's build a new revenue stream for, this product or partnership. Then they go to the finance team, and the finance team says, awesome, we have no money for that. So let's build, this internal pitch to get sales to sell it. And then what is the sales goal? So all this is going around the main focus, which is the customer. And this is what I've experienced because I've always thought, well, did we really ask the customers? Today we can ask the customers. We really get into data, which is why we're all here today. And we really try to find those little very important nuggets to say, oh, this is what the customer is actually looking for. And I put a dog there because I always like to say the underdog always wins. And they kind of do. And here's a little picture of that. So remember some time ago that there were some companies, and I brought in these 2 specific companies because they've really changed the industry and how we think. And marketing has kind of turned from a branding experience, and it's still a branding experience, but it's really built around a product that people are really looking for. And Sophie really expanded upon that and what is their methodology and why and how they use the product. If you think back to Airbnb, how they came out, they've changed the hospitality industry. How was it that somebody that wanted to stay in someone else's house could be this global organization now and creating experiences locally where they live? And they're always reiterating their experience to that traveler, to the host. And then, that brings it all together as an experience that they kind of work together, or they do work together. And then there's Fenty Beauty, which is Rihanna's product. And she really stepped up to the plate and said, hey, why are there no products for, Black and brown women? Look at the shades. There's a lot of cosmetics out there. And there's actually a study that said women of color were buying more makeup than anybody else in the market. Why are we not servicing them? Well, she took a leap and now she has this beautiful product line. A lot of other people are stepping into the space now to provide more beauty products for women of color. Even the bigger brands are starting to change their messaging to cater to those folks, the demographics, because there is a need and they want to create an experience for them with their products that they can take with them anywhere. And then I have Oracle here, and I used to work at Oracle, and I know that they have a large marketing stack along with everything else like Facebook. But they bought TikTok, which I thought was super interesting because that's a social media platform that is coming into the market. It's a little guy, but they saw the value, and it's bringing the new experience of how people are going to be interacting with products and services with the person themselves being the marketer and Oracle having all that information on top of their marketing stack. So this is the new thinking. This is the new marketing thinking today. And there's many more that I could bring into, but these are the main three that I wanted to talk about, which is hospitality, beauty, and social media, bringing in the new and the old together. So, oops, I skipped a slide here. So when I was, putting this together in the marketing and the conversations that I have with my customers, the women, is that, reevaluating the current conditions today. How did you start your product and what is your desire and your purpose for your products? I sit down and I have that empathy talk that, Marie and Sophie and everybody's talking about. What is it that they're trying to do with the purpose of their products? What is it that they want to do? And think outside the box, because right now is the perfect time, the absolute perfect time to really start something new, even change your product. As Sophie was saying, they're trying to think of other ways to service their customers, but there's a small business channel that is really going to be pushing markets, and it's going to be very exciting. In the last turn down in the economy, not due to the pandemic, it was a financial, but a lot of new companies came out, and even before that. So this is kind of a wave that happens, and this is going to be a new and exciting time. So Sophie touched upon this on developing insights about your customer buyers, but when you do your research, as she clearly explained, there has to be a ton of research done out there. But what I found also is that if you have an experience yourself that's within a community that they're all experiencing the same thing, that's something that you can take as a data point. In addition to market research, the SBA, your local chamber of commerce, all these little things that can add up to, is this really going to work? Is this going to be a product market fit, which is something that a lot of people are trying to really nail down, but everything has just been turned upside down in the last, I would say 18 months, but even before that, I would say. So here's kind of something same thing that Sophie did, but it's just a little different, because when you break out your customers and you look at their buyer roles, I like to focus here on their frustrations. Why is it so hard for me to have what I want? What is it that this person really wants, and how can we solve their problem? How do we solve the problem for them to make it frictionless for them to purchase my product, to see where I'm at, to really give me an experience and to change the way I want to live my life?